Alright, so a few days ago, I asked one of my friends to look for a more adult manga, like, something with like gore and stuff like that. Because I grew up on horror movies and some of the old bloody movies. That's just my thing. You know, like most of the games I get, besides shooter games, are like either horror or something like that. Gory stuff. But what he found for me is this manga called Crimezone, and it is definitely not for anyone under 18. Even though I'm pretty sure a lot of manga fans are under 18 and they'll look at it anyway. But I mean, gracious, it's just all right. The first page, like the very first page, you can tell that there's some shit gonna go on, and the second page, you'd see like just boobs in your face. And I mean, this manga has a lot of boobs. I mean, you actually see nipple and everything. But the plot, I really couldn't tell what the plot was about at first, but it seems to be these group. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you guys have read it or if you check it out after I say this, I only read like maybe 3 or 4 chapters. This group of students, and one of them gets bitten, and she turns into like this vampire. And when she gets bitten, I mean, she's butt naked. I mean, you see ass and boobs, and I mean, this manga has boobs and blood everywhere. I mean, like everywhere. It's like a rated R manga. But um, like some students come together and kill her, and I really can't tell what the plot is about because I really haven't looked at many chapters. But you know, it's very graphic, not just like sexual wise, because there is a lot of nudity. Some of you kind of get off on mangas like that, but there's a lot of violence. I mean, like gory stuff, like guts and like drawn in a lot of detail. Like there's one scene that pops out in my head is this girl. She's like a normal, anime girl with the short hair and with a headband and stuff. And she's just a head with vertebrae, as in like the backbones and the rib cage and a beating heart, and it's bloody, and it's this manga just really graphic, and it's a little bit more than what I actually wanted. But the story, from what I could tell, I was just skimming through it just to see if it was something that I would enjoy. If the story is okay, then I may continue reading it. But as far as the excessive, I mean excessive nudity and sexual stuff and the gore. I mean the gore is okay. I'm down with gore. Like there's even one part where this I think it's a shark. I'm not sure. It's some type of demon though. He gets his head cut off. You can see his brains, and he eats people, and you can actually see him eat people and guts hanging out his mouth. I mean, it's really gory. So if you have a light stomach, I suggest I really don't suggest you not watch, but read this. But if the story is okay, I'll definitely keep checking it out. But if it's just like a pervy manga, I don't think I'm gonna drop it because that's not my kind of thing. But I like things that are like towards adults, but it still has to have a good story. I'm not just gonna read it just because it has nudity and blood and stuff. But so far, it seems okay. There's only 9 chapters. I've only skimmed through about 3 or 4, but I really like the art style, and the gore is okay. They kind of overdo it sometimes, but for you guys who like want an adult manga, I definitely suggest Crime Zone. And if some of you guys like to see you know drawn boobs, then definitely check this out. But I'm more in it for like the gore and the adult situations and the adult language. And I know a lot of you guys, if you check this out, there's gonna be one scene that is just gonna make you go, "Whoa!" It is like it's a. I'm just gonna say there's a dildo involved. It's crazy, but yeah, there's vampires and a whole bunch of variety of demons, and there's a shark demon, and there's other animals that get possessed by demons. It's really interesting though. I might have to read through it. I may start reviewing it because it comes out weekly, I believe. So yeah, and it's relatively new, but it is like it should be rated A because I mean, there's literally every chapter I've went through. There's been some type of actually naked boobs, like nipple and everything, and guts and stuff like that. So if either of those are a turn off for you, don't check it out. But if you are a fan of boobs and blood, check out Crimezone. I rate it at, I want to say, mangapanda.com, but I'm sure it's in other places too. It's relatively new, but yeah, check it out. And if it's not your kind of thing, then I mean, hey, but it depends on how the story actually is. But I'll let you guys know if I'll be doing a review of it, and you guys check it out and see if you would like, someone to review a more adult manga, I guess, because mostly I see like Naruto and One Piece, Sword Art Online, Fairy Tail stuff like that. And I don't really see anyone reviewing like adult mangas. So I mean, if you guys want it, I'll be more than happy to review it. But tell me what you guys think about it. This has been JB the Chi. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.